Husband left because of my stepdaughter and I don't know if I can let him back. Okay, so I'll start from where the trouble started. We switched all of our kids 15F, 14F, 12 meters, 12F to a new school this year. My stepdaughter, Jane 14F, did really well when she first started. She was into sports, honor roll, making friends, all the good stuff. She got a boyfriend. Typical 9th grade romance. But she would beg us to go to the local park to hang out with him all the time. So, of course we let her because she's a good kid and is doing great with all her kid responsibilities. After letting her see him numerous times over a couple months, my two daughters 15F and 12F came and told us that she was having sex with him in the public park bathroom and was smoking marijuana with him. So we told her she wasn't seeing him anymore. She was hysterical. She accused my other daughter Sarah 17F that doesn't live with us of giving her pot. Then accused my husband of doing it with her for the entirety of our marriage 4 years. Then she accused my son 12M Joe of touching her while she sleeps. Of course we looked into every one of her allegations. So she said Sarah had a dab pen in her car. We went to her work and tore her car apart and found nothing. Initially we thought maybe Sarah got rid of it knowing Jane would tell. But the next day, in front of my mom and my other daughter 15F, she swore that she never said Sarah had a dab pen. I was angry that Sarah was being accused and then Jane just acted like she never said it. Then Jane told her mom and my niece that my husband has been smoking pot the entire time we've been together, which doesn't matter, but I didn't want him giving it to the kids. She said he would buy it and hide it in his car for them to get and he would take them out and do it with them or buy it for them. He swears this isn't true and my other daughter said she tried to get him to once or twice but he wouldn't. At any time I could have went through his truck. So I don't know that I believe that. Then the third, and most serious accusation came. It's important to note that me and my husband would regularly send Joe to wake up the girls because they had a habit of staying up all night and sleeping all day over the summer, and Jane shares a room with my daughter 12F. She accused my son 12M Joe of touching her while she slept. She said he did it 4 times. When I asked what he did to her, exactly, she said twice he pulled the blanket off of her. Once she heard a zipper and thought he was zipping his pants up. And the 4th time she said he actually touched her. Initially the day she said he did it was a day he was at his dad's, but then she changed the day to the day before he left. I gave her the benefit of the doubt since it was summer and kids don't keep track of days. Joe was at his dad's at the time, so I called his dad and he talked to him and then I did. Joe swore he never touched Jane or anyone and never would. So trying to make everyone feel better we moved Joe to a bedroom downstairs and all the girls were upstairs. Joe isn't allowed upstairs. We have cameras that my husband watches so we know he isn't. Everything seemed to calm down. Fast forward 2 months. We get notice that she has been suspended from cheer because her grades are too bad. She was failing numerous classes. We took her phone and Xbox and told her she couldn't have them until her grades were up. She got all her missing work turned in and grades up over a weekend. Everything is fine. A few weeks later my husband gets a call from the school that she is very upset at school and mentions something about self-harm. So he plans to have a talk with her and I start asking questions. I found out that she never quit talking to the boy, and as recent as the weekend she was staying at a friend's and sneaking off to meet and do things with him. Well then he broke up with her and was telling her friends that she was gonna kill herself over it and just being a dramatic teen. So I tell my husband to talk to her about it. So he has a conversation with her and tells her no boy is worth all this. Well then she says that it's because she's scared of Joe. We say what, why? We moved him, he hasn't been upstairs since. I offered to move her to a room with a locked door and she didn't want to. Well my husband offered it again and she wants to now. Okay, cool. We'll move rooms. 2 days later Jane asked my mom if she believed her about what happened and my mom told her that she thinks maybe something happened but she doesn't know if she believes that Joe would intentionally do something to her. Then she told her friend that my mom called her a liar and that my husband said he was going to divorce me and they were leaving. I questioned him and he said that isn't what was said. But that same day they left and moved out. Me and my husband were having no issues. We were completely happy. They've been gone for a week now. We've been talking some trying to figure out a solution for them to come home but I don't see a clear path to working it out. We do have counseling set up to start next week. It meant a complete loss and just needed to get it all out to an unbiased community. Badabatsati says, you seem very concerned about your relationship with your husband, but what about your children? I'm sure they're glad she's gone. I can only imagine what a nightmare she was to them. What about Joe, who is banished to the basement? You're so focused on getting them back, but have you even considered your children? He says, girl, put your son first. Him leaving is probably for the best. His daughter was causing havoc amongst the family. GHJKL098 says, do not let him or his daughter back in the house. You punished your son for them. Be grateful the trash took itself out. Thanks for watching. I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.